Hi, everybody. It's Sia Patsy, and I'm going to be doing this live stream tonight, and we're going to be doing the general reading for the sign of Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. All right. So, of course, as usual, I did not plan this ahead. I just decided to come downstairs, and while I'm waiting for our dinner to get together, figured why not see if I could start our reading. And so here I am. So, hi, thank you for joining me. Thank you for giving me a thumbs up already. How are you this evening? So, these are cards that are set. They're 44 oracle cards. And I ordered these online. They came from Australia. And it's broken down, it's 44 tarot cards, which are broken down into four categories: male, female, masculine, feminine, light, and shadow. And so far, they've been very, very enlightening, I think, to those of us who are following this twin flame journey. See where it takes us, see where we're going, figure it out. Knowing where we're going is wherever it is that God leads us, right? So, wherever spirit leads us is where we're headed. So, I am setting this up, giving everybody a chance to, if you like, the more people that like it, if you're watching, then the room will fill up faster because more people will get notifications at the same time. That's what I think that YouTube is trying to convey. That the more likes you get, the more chances of you going higher in a person's feed, as long as they're subscribed. And those who have notifications will get the notification based on the likes. So I appreciate the likes, of course, but this kind of gives it a different value in a way. But then it might encourage some people not to do likes. Got to think like everybody sometimes, you know? All of those different possibilities, the ways of looking at things always go through my head. But I like that about me. So, we're going to do the one for Pisces. We've already done Cancer and Gemini, Leo, Sagittarius. That's what's been done already. Okay, so it's a pretty good start. These are for August. So, keeping in mind that these energies are future. These are just energies, and energies can be changed at any time because we do have free will for the very most part. So let's see. Oh, I'm sorry. And these cards, the ones that I was telling you about, are by Christabel Jessica, and they're illustrated by Danielle Nicole. Okay, and Christabel Jessica has a YouTube channel, and she also on that channel you can find her describing each of these cards in depth. If you would like to get that, you know, the intent of the artist or the author, if that might help you. If you still have questions, or like I said, you want to get more in depth than I was able to provide, or a different, you know, point of view, maybe, Please feel free to do that and go over there and check her out. All right, so each of these categories is 11 cards. All right, here we go. Let's see what happens for the Pisces male, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the month of August 2018. Oh, maybe I need to say something too, right? Pisces, August, energy. I think that's what has to go. August 2018. General. Oh, I think food might be back. Aaron, I think your sister's here. He'll tell you what's going to happen. My oven is acting up. I can't light it. So I tried to, do the pilot light, and I burnt my hand a little, and my son had like a fit. So I'll call the people in the morning. I don't know how the pilot light isn't working, but in the meantime, my daughter was out we were having burgers and stuff, so we'll be fine. We got bread. We could do the burgers on the top of the stove. All right. So anyway, let's do this here. I'm so sorry for wasting your time, but this is it. Okay. That helps too. All right, here we go. For the male energy again. Pisces. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the time period between now and the end of August 2018. What is it that the divine masculine needs to work on, or what is it that he needs to convey to the divine feminine in regards to their relationship or their union? What is this that he needs her to know? What is the energy that he wants her to know about? What's the energy you want her to understand? What is the energy that you want her to understand about you? Hmm. Anubis, god of protection. Okay, so you want her to know that you are trying to protect her or protect yourself. You're protecting yourself from gossip, people maligning your name. That's what you are trying to ward off or prevent. You don't want to mess up your reputation. You're trying to prevent people from talking about you. I'm saying that because in this picture with him, this is Anubis. He is number 7. Okay, and he has these hyenas in the back. To me, hyenas are gossipers, are jackals, are folks that can't be trusted, People that got a whole lot to say. Whose opinion really doesn't matter, but if they don't get their way, they nap and they bite. They can be dangerous, very, and they're fast. So they take messages fast and they talk about people quickly, even people they don't know. Mm-hmm. Always ready to pounce. And so he's protecting himself from that. He may be protecting you from that because there's secrets. See on his staff at the bottom here, secrets. But he's kind of blending into that. The secrets, the secrets, the moon is kind of blending into him. So this is kind of camouflaging his secrets also. That's part of the protection. Mm-hmm. Some things will be brought into the sunlight and other things will be kept a little hazy, a little cloudy there because he's protecting himself and you, but ultimately himself. But you benefit from that warrior spirit, though, of his. And he wants you to appreciate that about him. Never mind all of that self protection. He wants you to know that he would like to protect you. I think that's what he's saying. Let's see. Number 7, Anubis. Anubis speaks. Hello, I have stepped forward today to extend to you some of my healing energies of alchemy surrounding the state of the masculine. I am an avatar of the protective nature of the masculine, and it sorrows me that the feminine feels so unfamiliar with this aspect of him. Many women in your time have not experienced the protection of the men around her enough. Many women in your time have not experienced the protection of the men around her enough times for it to be the connection she runs at the, the forefront of her mind. Okay. So we've gotten used to not having to rely on their protection like that. First, I extend a loving embrace to her, and I hear her cries of pain. I am affiliated with the energy of balance along with the protection. So I now bring your attention back to the fact that for every wounding experienced by one side, the other has a mirrored wound. It has hurt the feminine to feel the abandonment and feelings of not being supported. It has also hurt the masculine himself. The forebears of this were living from their shadow side. The members of the patriarchy who created this energy did so out of fear and were not tapping into the true essence of themselves or source. This was painful for them. It created a template that continued on for time, for some, and for other, and the ones that did not conform to this behavior and continued being protective and tender have been left to deal with the fallout. Let me do that again. The members of the patriarchy who created this energy did so out of fear and were not tapping into the true essence of themselves or source. This was painful for them. It created a template that continued on for some, and the ones that did not conform to this behavior and continued being protective and tender have been left to deal with the fallout. Okay. Many men carry subconscious guilt and shame and have been told by society that men hurt women and are not to be trusted. This is the cross that many innocent men have had to bear. True, true. But that's something that I would hope that most of us women understand that, or the feminine would understand that, but maybe not. They're not all bad, and they're not all dead, and they're not all taken. But they've all been raised by women, huh? So it says a lot about us as mothers and wives and whatever influences if they're that bad. Not everything, but it says a lot about their parents. It says a lot about their fathers, their mothers, their fathers, their mothers. But again, people not working within spirit, and people were trying to survive. Sometimes maybe they didn't have the luxury of the time that we have to learn these lessons and make these choices, or at least analyzing them the way we do. We've all been making choices. We've all been making changes and plans and growing every incarnation. So, but this one, at least now, we've become conscious to it and starting to examine it. And that's kind of cool, actually. Very cool. Now, the energy that came up with N-ubus, number 7, and 7 talks about it's a number of divinity. To me, it says that perfection and then resting after creating something amazing. The time, the taking a step back at what you've done and looking at it and being pleased at what you've accomplished. A completion of source, but a divine creation. A divine creation. That's what it is to me, a divine creation. So then this masculine energy is indeed a divine creation, right? Not only because it says so in this card, but because he is a man that wants to protect his partner and himself. And wants to let us know that there are still men out there who are like that. And not everybody has an ulterior motive. There are good people out there are good men out there. And we need to not let ourselves get dragged into feeling that they're not. Because again, what we say we don't want, that's what we draw to us. So if we talk about there are no good men, all the men out there are no good, then the universe hears, oh, she wants a no good man. that's what it does. So that's how it works. Maybe it's an echo, the speed of sound and the speed of light kind of collide somewhere and it gets redistributed, and what we think is clear sounds different. It's like playing telephone. So be careful what you say and what you ask for. So the energy that came out here for you, those of you who are divine feminine, number 7, Lilith. So we got a 7 for the masculine energy and a 7 for the feminine energy this evening. That's cool. That's so cool. And Lilith, who knew? I really didn't look at it like that. Oh my goodness, we're going to learn about Lilith. That's nice. That's good. We need to learn about Lilith. We need to learn about Lilith. And I have been, I just want to put them next to each other for a minute. Oh, yeah. Could take you from over here, bro. Let's do that. You can be a little off camera. Let's give her the spotlight there for a moment because she never gets that much time to shine. Lilith, the goddess of power, goddess of power. Why am I so excited to see Lilith? Well, some people will say because she's evil and witchy and all of that. So of course you like Lilith. I like Lilith's story, the true story. Let's see if we get a little whiff of it. And by the way, who's this Lilith that you speak of? Oh, well, let's see what the book says, and then I'll see. I know what it is. Y'all know that. I know. Lilith speaks. I'm here to talk about the templates of feminine energy that trace right back to the creation of humanity, right back to myself and my dear sister Eve. I was created in the same moment as Adam. For this reason, I knew that we were equals. Listening over here, pay attention. I was cast out of the Garden of Eden for not submitting to my counterpart. Eve was then created from one of Adam's ribs. Eve represents the template of the repressed feminine who has been taught to smile and look pretty and not express her authentic emotions. I represent the wild woman, fully in her power, running free, not afraid of her sexuality and speaking her truth. It is not uncommon for a woman in her power to be shrouded in negative connotations. Look at the areas in your life where you feel unsafe to show your power. What do you hold back at work, around family or friends out of the fear of being seen as a bitch? I am bringing forward the message today to you that you are safe. You are safe to be a wild woman. You can stand up for yourself and still be good. You can be a bitch and be of service. You do not have to play nice to be loved or valued and good. What this world needs most right now is authenticity. Free expression of what is really held within. Opinions, emotions, shadow aspects. It's time to run wild and free. Well, I must say, I agree with that wholeheartedly. That was excellent. Very nice. That pretty much sums it up and keeps me out of trouble with YouTube. Absolutely. So Lilith was created. She was Adam's first wife, basically, and she has been basically erased from the Old Testament because she was disobedient to Adam. It's amazing. Lilith got tossed out of Eden because she was disobedient to Adam, but Eve was disobedient to God and she got to remain with Adam. So, so what? I mean, just think about that though, really. Lilith got thrown out because she was disobedient to Adam, but Eve got to remain with Adam outside of the grace of God. But Lilith was thrown straight to Lucifer. She was tossed bang out. So how is that? Why is that? Because you can be disobedient to God as long as you are obedient to your husband. Ooh, today, really? That's where we go in Pisces? Oh my God. Oh, let's not do that, Pisces. Not today. Somebody might get their feelings hurt today. Don't do that. Asha. Thank you, Spirit. Wow. Okay. So let's see if there's any shadow energy. Is this any shadow energy that you all will be dealing with from the time period between now and the end of August 2018? Wow. I'm gonna have to watch that back myself. I heard it as it was coming out. I heard it as it was formulated, and I was like, okay, say it. Just let it go. Something to think about. Okay, what are we doing? Ooh, okay. This energy is karma. Number 4. So 4 we know is foundational. So maybe this is talking about the fact that this union is karmic. Or the karmic is going to be the one who in the past, the divine masculine hurt the divine feminine. And this is her getting back at him in another lifetime. In another lifetime. She failed to protect her. Ah, okay. So this is what Anubis is about. He failed to protect her. And that's why she doesn't trust him. That's why she doesn't trust him, and that's why she's standing up to him or trusting herself, protecting herself, healing herself. She's healed herself. And she's come back to give him his karma. So this could talk about problems you're still having with a karmic partner, even though you all are in union or in communications. This may be the blockage, karma. This may be someone's karma. And I'm thinking that it's the I'm just getting it's that. I think it also could be talking about creating negative karma yourself. Creating negative karma for yourself with the way you are getting your revenge, whether you're conscious of it or not. But you were hurt and you felt unprotected, and so you feel that you have the right to berate your partner. You're going to make him pay for his failures to protect, or you're going to stand up to him and let him know who's boss this time. Let's see what this shadow is about. Karma. First things first, let's clear up one huge misconception about karma. It's not a reward and punishment system being dished out by the universe. In a world of duality, it is the number one theme helping us find balance in all aspects of life. This is what karma is for. Its purpose is purely for evolution and growth. Its purpose is purely for evolution and growth. It is a universal law of cause and effect in the name of balance. It is a guiding force for humans along the path of learning soul lessons. Has there ever been a time when you felt a response to a situation when someone that feels stronger than the okay. Has there ever been a time when you felt a response to a situation with someone that feels stronger than the circumstance warrants? This is often due to karmic energy affecting the relationship. Situations and experiences you share with one another are never an accident. They originated from something. It is less important to find out the original cause behind the situation you are currently experiencing in your relationships. It is less important to find out the original cause behind the situation you are currently experiencing in your relationships. It's more important to understand that there is a reason that certain feelings arise and certain situations are coming forward to help you find balance together as souls. Even if you are never made aware of the particular past life or event that is being balanced, it is still happening regardless. Even if the encounters and situations you are experiencing feel intense for unknown reasons, just knowing that the universal law of karma is assisting you in your growth nonetheless. It is not always necessary to find a logical conclusion. Okay, so karma doesn't have to make any sense to us on this plane at all, but it does make sense to the universe. It makes sense to the creator and to the divine. Because we don't know what past circumstances are. We can only feel that karma is based on what we've witnessed. And again, karma is just about balancing scales. It's not about punishment because we're eternal souls. So there is no end to it. It's just balancing it up as we ascend, taking away some of the weight from the ascension of our family members. That could be what it is. Removing some of the weight from the karma of our ancestors and trying not to create any more on this plane, right? So there is no There's no revenge in this journey. That's not what we do. Now, if a lesson comes and we just flow with it, and things happen to turn out whatever way it turns out, okay, that's karma. That's divine order. But I think what it's saying is that you all have both done things. That's why we got the same number here. I think that's what the message is. That things have been done on both sides to hurt one another over generations, over time, all the way to the beginning of time. Because if Lilith was the first woman, then between she and Eve and Adam was the first man, then we all come from these people. We all come from this. This is the Genesis. This is where it began. Not what your partner did last week or what you failed to do 10 years ago. It goes all the way back to the ancients. That's why that's both these sevens. That's the message that Egun wants you all to hear. The Egun wants you all to understand that this is nothing new under the sun, that these dynamics between men and women and masculine and feminine have been going on since the beginning of time. It's part of the human experience, and we are spiritual beings having a human experience. So, whatever these emotions are, the emotion of independence and protection and power and revenge and narcissism, all of that. This is what this is for us to learn about today, Pisces. About equality, right? Because they're both sevens, so this is about equality. Recognizing the power. Even if you look at this picture, Lilith is holding the apple, but there's no bites out of that apple. That's telling me she knew the value. She knew the importance. She listened to God's law. She was not listening. She was not willing to submit because she knew that she was an equal being, that she had been created simultaneously with Adam. There was nothing that was taken from him and lent to her. Nothing about her needed his approval or even needed his cooperation, because her power, her breath was created directly by the divine at the same time as Adam. And Adam was the one that didn't want to cooperate with her. So why didn't God throw both of them out and just start all over again and make them different? Why? Why, Eagle? Why? Okay. All right, discuss. Well, I guess the best I could say with that would be that because the scriptures are the inspired word of God. God did not take the pen and write it. So if it's inspired, just like when I get messages or anybody gets messages, you get messages, it's not always clear. It doesn't come out sounding like James Earl Jones or Charlton Heston or even Morgan Freeman. Yeah. So sometimes you feel that that's what you've heard and you write. There are people who channel things, auto writing, and then you submit it, and then there's editors. Right? So back then, of course, there wasn't editors, but then again, there were. And over time, there's definitely been editors. Because if it was not supposed to be included about Lilith, we would not know anything about her at all. The fact that somebody was ready to tell her story. The book of Esther, something like that again, but they allowed Esther's story to remain. She's the only book, I think they said, well, Ruth, book of Ruth. But the book of Esther was told by herself and her uncle Mordecai. It was the only book that they actually had, like they interviewed people, like that type of thing. Directly being, their story being told directly at the time and it being recorded. Interesting. Hmm. Anyhow, karma. Hmm. So maybe they're saying that you all deserve each other. I don't know. That could be the message for somebody. That you all, that's why you're being brought together because y'all got to work this out. This is something both of you in previous lives. I'm hearing you done it 6 times and this is the last time. 6 tries. 7. 7 is the last try. After this try, you start all over again. No, it's over. You rest. That's it. Okay, so this is it. This is your 7th time at bat with this particular twin flame relay race. Okay. All right, Pisces. So you and your beloved, whoever it is that you're not interested in, so whoever it is that you're with, or whoever you're in pursuit of, conscious pursuit of one another. He's coming towards you. Female and females are coming towards you. Males, masculines, everybody is standing tall and proud of who they are and how they have used their power to protect themselves and to protect you too. Okay. Oh, Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Thank you. So the energy that came for the sun, for the light, the lesson of this is number one, unconditional love. That is what will release you from this karma, the two of you. Unconditional love. So maybe, Spirit is saying, that is all you all need to do. Maybe that will be what releases you even from one another so you don't continue to have this cycle. To show one another unconditional love, to be able to not be with one another and still love each other and still remain friends and still remain partners and still remain there for one another the same way you've been, whether you're in union or not. To be willing for that to be the unconditional love, accepting who your partner is and even letting them go. Maybe this is the lesson that they're telling you, that this particular couple, if this resonates with you, whomever this is, maybe that's what this is trying to explain to you, what's going on in your relationship, Pisces. That you and your partner are perfectly matched to one another. That this is not only your soulmate, this is your twin flame. Yeah, you're on the right track with that. But you all have been doing this together for a long time. And the karma keeps going back and forth. And the only way to bring balance now, because this is time number 7, is unconditional love. Because then that evens it out. You've gone through this 6 times. This is the 7th. If you don't do it right, it's not going to be balanced at all. The way to balance it is to top it off with unconditional love. And that'll release you all from this karma. And maybe give you the freedom to say, I love you, but I can't be what you want me to be. I can't live that way. That independent spirit, Lilith. And you, Anubis, protect her from those who are going to try to malign her name or speak ill of her because she chooses to do things her way. And you could do that with her, or you could do that back here, or even up here. But she's going to do things her way. Are you with it? She's not going to let you boss her around because she has her own relationship with the divine. So the permission that her attitude is, the permission that she will ask for will be directly from God, because her wisdom comes from God, because she was the most obedient. That's what she's saying. That's the message I just got. She was the most obedient because she honored herself, is what she's saying, because she honored herself. She honored herself and she honored her relationship with God. He told them not to eat of the tree, and she didn't. So, this is the karma that you have both gathered along the way. And the way to heal this, the answer to breaking this cycle for yourself and for your ancestors, is the unconditional love that you need to show one another in this instance. So you all know what that's about. However that works with you. For those of you that doesn't resonate with, then it doesn't resonate. Don't try to make it resonate. If it doesn't, these are general readings. But I think this is being pretty specific to somebody who knows, or a few of us who know what this pertains to. But it could pertain to the majority of us. God is of power and the God of protection. That's ferocious. Together. She knows the secrets and she knows about the herbs and the powers of nature. And he knows how to fight, how to stand up. They both know how to love. She's very healing. And he makes you laugh. You are very healing to him, and he makes you laugh. That's so cute, Pisces. So from the Wisdom Oracle cards by Colette Baron Reed, we have the Lady of the Gift, number 20. So number 20 is reduces to a 2. 2s are one of the numbers that indicate a twin flame. Generosity, receiving, and withholding. So I think this is talking about forgiveness. And maybe it's talking about withholding anger, withholding judgment. Perhaps that's what this is indicating. Generosity, receiving, withholding. So that could be unconditional love. Definitely. Definitely. Withholding judgment, withholding your anger, watching your tongue, watching what you say, being careful what you say, being generous, and being open to receiving love. Or receive advances that are made towards you. The Metal King, 37, number 1. All right, here we are. This is about discipline, setting your boundaries, shielding yourself. So this is protecting yourself. And this is being generous. This is being giving of oneself, and this is withholding oneself. So that is where we are. So I'm thinking that this is what the divine masculine thinks about the divine feminine, and this is what the divine feminine thinks about the divine male. that she has to set boundaries with him, or that there are boundaries around him. He keeps up his boundaries. So she recognizes his warrior abilities, his ability to protect himself. She's all right with that. She accepts as who he is, and she accepts that there are boundaries, but the boundaries should be equal. That is what that's the message I keep getting. I heard balance and equal in a couple of the descriptions, in both of the descriptions, balance and equal. Now, it could be saying that there's a Sagittarius or Libra involved with this, or maybe you have Libra in your chart somewhere, or Sagittarius. Could be an earth sign, or an air sign. Yeah, I don't see water. Not at all. Okay. Any more messages here for Pisces? So we know how they see each other. We know what the answer is. The answer is unconditional love. I think they just want you to know that you all get each other. That's what it's telling me, that you all get each other. The Swan Queen, transformation, intuition, and patience. And the Eagle King, the big picture, angelic help. This is number 12, and this is number 13. So again, this is a twin flame journey. The Swan Queen and the Eagle King. This comes first. Looking at the big picture, angelic help. So this is talking about being objective, looking at the situation from both sides, and taking the situation to your ancestors, praying about it, looking for guidance from the divine. And then transform. Use your intuition and have patience. Well, I think that's pretty clear advice there, Pisces. This being generous, setting boundaries, looking at the big picture, asking for divine guidance, angelic help, and being willing to change, to use your intuition, and to show some patience. Wow. So this is 37. This is 2, 20, 14. 1 and 4 is 3. And 3 and 4 is 7. Really? What? $25 and 20 is 7. 2 plus 5 plus 2. Right? No. 2 plus 5 is 7. Plus 2 is 9. Okay, same. All right. So the ancestors are sending you this message and confirming this twin flame journey, this journey of equals. Not everybody's journey is this, but this these particular people in this particular situation, Pisces, if this resonates with your life at all, or the way you look at your twin flame and the way he looks at you, vice versa, the way you look at him, and the way he looks at you, the way you look at her, and the way she looks at you, whatever this is, the masculine, the feminine, whatever combination of it you be, there's equality there. There's an equal coming of two energies, and the divine feminine is making sure that the divine masculine is aware of that. This is the karma. So divine masculine, you have to let the divine feminine know that you do know that and that you appreciate that. And you like her anyway. Unconditional love. Get some humor out of it. Lighten up some. Yeah, you know. She said she don't mind being called a bitch. Don't you do it, but I'm just saying. You agree with her. Accept her for who she is. Look at the big picture. But the divine feminine also has to know that she has to operate at a different level also when it comes to certain things, and the way that she talks and the way that she just her tone. Her tone. For some reason, some of us have a tone that some of our counterparts just don't understand it. It makes them very defensive. It's I don't know. They don't mind dog whistles. I guess I don't know. Something about the way some of us, not everybody, you know, tone. Some of us, we didn't use that tone, or we lost that tone because we were protecting ourselves. We were having to show our power. And so we developed a tone. Some of us, the tone came with us. But other of us, over time, we have developed a tone, just like you developed your power of protection. And so maybe when the hyenas were acting up with you, you slayed them. When the hyenas was acting up with her, maybe she had to scream at him. Maybe she had to throw things. Maybe she had to get real quiet. So he couldn't find her. So they couldn't find her. Let's see if we can get any energies from the Conscious Spirit Oracle deck, and that's by Kim Dwyer. Oh, midnight. See what I told you? The table edges are not good for you. Oh my God. Mm-mm. Wow. Okay, let's see if we can get another energy here. This is, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And can we get one more energy, please? You don't have anything to say? Conscious Spirit, you're done? All right, I hear that. All right, let's see if we can get something from the Lover's Oracle. Maybe unconditional love is all we need to know, right? If I say all we need is love, as long as I don't sing it. Who gets the money, Michael Jackson or Sony? Ah, okay. The other Beatles song came into my head. Yeah, Beatles. Um, what would you do if I sang you a tune? Would you stand up and walk out on me? Lend me your ear, and I'll sing you a song. And I try not to sing out of key. I get by with a little help from my friends. I'm going to try with a little help from my friends. Do you need anybody? I need somebody to love. Could it be anybody? I just need someone to love. Okay, from the Lover's Oracle cards. And these are by Tony Carmine Salerno. The message here is when you pass from this world, you take nothing with you but your soul and the memories you have shared with those you love. That's cute. That's beautiful. Unconditional love. I tried to put it together, you guys, but it's not going to work. I put this as, see, I'm just like a kid like this with these things. That's cute. But yeah, that's what it is. Unconditional love. Unconditional love. When you pass from this world, you take nothing with you but your soul and the memories you have shared with those you love. That's the message for you, Pisces, for the month of, for the time being of now until August. It could be the end of August. But this is the lesson that you and your partner are going to be working on if you haven't started already. Dealing with the past, expressing, respecting each other's power, and the need to self protect, understanding that this karma is equal on both sides. Might be stuff you neither of you know about from a past life. So that's your reading for this evening. I guess so. So anyway, thank you all for joining me. I'm going to go and finish this up. The second part of this reading, I'm going to upload to Vimeo. And then in that part, we will take a look at the tarot of sexual magic. And we will also have get an energy from the past life oracle here. All right, and that's by Doreen Virtue and Dr. Brian Wise. I am going to, because this is the way I'm being led tonight, to get a message for Pisces from the Sacred Rebel deck by Alana Fairchild. So, this is just the way I'm being led. So let's see what this message is that Spirit wanted you to have, Pisces. Whew. Maybe this is making up for not getting the Conscious Spirit card. I don't know. Okay. So this message for some of you, conscious connections, number 35. Now, just as I looked at this card, so this situation here could pertain to a same-sex couple. That's what I wanted to also bring up. That could also be the equality of both the numbers. Also, this could be talking about a same-sex couple being accepted. Just however this would pertain to you. But again, both people on both sides, whether they are straight or gay, we have experienced hurt by the hands of the other, if not in this life, in a previous existence, the two of you. So this is not just about your ancestors, this is about the two of your souls actually traveling. And like I said, Spirit said 7 times, this is the last shot. So I think once there's some same-sex couples out there that need to pay attention to that too. Don't think you're exempt from this. See? Look at your situation, and if it fits, work on that unconditional love anyway, because we all need to work on that. But if this is something that's karmic, and you have the feeling that you've done this before with this person more than one time, or you've done it that many times even with this person in this life, maybe you've done it 6 times with a person in this life. There may be somebody out there that has been with someone that many times or have forgiven them and taken them back that many times. This message may be for you, and that message may be saying that you can love this person and not be with them. You know, they not be your husband or your wife or your permanent living partner. That could just be what they're saying, that you all have a connection that supersedes all of supersedes all of man's um, conventions, right? Because they said that we were here to um, lift the vibration and to do away with stereotypes and conventions of mankind, like marriage and that type of thing. So maybe besides us talking about same-sex relationships, it could be talking about loving each other together, but either from a distance or apart, or just being able to allow one another to lead independent lives, to allow each other to be who they are. That could be the message for someone. Allow the other person to be who they are. Now, this is 35, right? So this is 8. So 8 is something, again, karma, infinity, back and forth, back and forth. So let's see what that's talking about. 5. My daughter's cooking smells good. You're both good cooks. Conscious connections. There's a time for more intimacy in your immediate relationships. There is an opening for heart-to-heart communication that can salvage and restore a broken relationship or friendship. If you're willing to honor your differences and look to what unites you. Sometimes it is hard to bear the differences between one another. One person may be willing to live life in high definition, whilst the other may prefer to live it more vicariously until they have the confidence to step onto the center stage of their own life story. We are not here to judge each other, just to love, to be loved, and let go of those that cannot accept us as we open up to those who can. This oracle brings guidance for you to trust in the sanctity of the connections in your life. If you have asked to experience a more sacred connection with people who truly get you and want to play life with you rather than at odds with or against you, then this oracle is confirmation that this manifestation is on its way to you now. It may or may not be obvious at first, but kindred spirits are going to enter your life to help you connect with your deeper feelings and creativity. They will give wings to your inspirational ideas and big dreams. And allow the situation to either fall apart or come together. If you have been asking for healing in your current friendships or other immediate relationships, know that this can happen through your willingness to express your true feelings and allow the situation to either fall apart or come together according to the greater workings of life. Sometimes webs that have joined people together are broken, and that is as appropriate as people may outgrow what once held them together. Sometimes webs that have joined people together are broken, and that is appropriate as people may outgrow what once held them together. Sometimes the ties that bind us together are so strong that they are able to withstand a great deal of pressure and still remain intact. The web of connection between us will sever or sustain based on the higher wisdom of life itself. Sever meaning to cut something off, right? So to untie it or to cut it, to break it in half. So the ties that bind us together sometimes are so strong that they're able to withstand a great deal of pressure and still remain intact. The web of connection between us will sever or sustain based on the higher wisdom of life itself. Either way, healing happens in the resolution of our feelings, and we are once again able to feel free, forgive, and be ready to move on to the next stage of relating, either with a person who has been in connection with us for a time or someone new. This oracle asks you to remain open to healing connections and to allow people to be close to you. Trust in the process that draws people in and out of your life. Resist nothing and seek wisdom in all. And there's a healing process that goes with this. Okay, Pisces. With your hand on your heart, say aloud, I surrender all my relationships into unconditional love and ask that the truly nourishing, soul enriching, expansive, and nurturing relationships be healed and drawn closer to my heart. I surrender all my relationships into unconditional love and ask that the truly nourishing, soul enriching, expansive, and nurturing relationships be healed and drawn closer to my heart. I ask that the draining, depleting, destructive, or toxic relationships be drawn out of my life through unconditional love, mercy, grace, and my own free will. So be it. Imagine that you can breathe golden light in through the front of your body and out through the back of your body, Repeat the process with a rich emerald green light. Don't worry if you can't feel or see the light. Just intend to work with the light and relax. So imagine the green light, the green emerald light. You don't have to have it in front of you. Just use your mind's eye and imagine it. Finally, visualize, perceive, or see a beautiful beating heart with luminous green and gold parrot wings on either side of it. Imagine, perceive, or feel that there are many other beautiful beating hearts with parrot wings of different colors, and they are all flying around together. Enjoy the playfulness of this vision, and in your own time, come back to the here and now. Feel the air on your skin. Notice the temperature of the room you are in and your feet on the floor. When you are ready, open your eyes and return to your day or your evening. When you are ready, open your eyes and return to your day or your evening. You have completed your healing process. Ashe. Ooh. That's your healing. And you will be showing unconditional love to yourself and to your partner. That's what this is about. Unconditional love. Recognizing the connections and being willing to release the connection because there are other twin flame hearts out there who've gone through a situation similar. Doesn't make them any less divine than if they're not with their partner, because you all had some karma to clean up. And if you do this, then you do that. And if you leave on a good note, you don't have to stay together. No harm done. No bitterness. But you won't get to that until you finish learning these lessons. So I think that that's something for some of you who are having maybe a hard time in the relationship. You know, your personalities are clashing for whatever reason, having a hard time giving up certain issues. I think this is saying that when you get these lessons down pat and you learn unconditional love for your partner, no matter what, that that then you can get kind of what you really kind of want, which is freedom from this. Maybe some of you don't want to. You're tired. You're tired. So they're telling you to get untired, to show unconditional love to your partner, and then watch what happens. So I am going to take this reading over to Vimeo. Thank you all so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You don't have to stop being at one channel in order to subscribe to the other. It's like both of the channels. One day is at 2777 and the next day is at 2776 and the other channel is at 214 and now it's at 215. Like you can subscribe to both channels. Whenever the notification comes up, you'll get it at both channels. So please, I need to grow the membership at the one who has 3,000 or 3K or 2K views. The one that has 200, I want those people to continue to remain with that channel and subscribe to the one that has 2,000. All righty.